Welcome to another edition of PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, and in today's video, we are ready to start a brand new season of Naruto DxD, Sage Reborn. What if Naruto was in High School DxD Season 3, Part 1? First and foremost, as always, if you're new to the channel, or if you're a regular and you like what we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Also, if you haven't, make sure you check out last week's video. We did the Naruto DxD movie, Road to Ragnarok. And if you're going to ask, yes, the movie is canon. So before we go into Season 3, like I said with the movie last week, the last 3 episodes of High School DxD Season 3 are actually filler. They're not canon. Now, under normal circumstances, I just include them anyway, and we just end up doing Season 3 as we always do. But for here, I wanted to do something different, so instead, I took those last 3 episodes, made a movie out of it, a canon movie, but still a movie, that takes place between the events of Season 2 and Season 3. Also, I want to try to include more movies in this series, since I'm never going to be doing this series again. I want to kind of make this my grand magnum opus, if you will, of a series. So I'm thinking maybe we'll do our second movie after Season 3 or after Season 4 at least. I do want to try to get maybe 1 or 2 more movies in some time in the near future. So that's just something to keep in mind and look forward to going forward. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Naruto sat at his desk, looking out the window, the clock slowly ticking away, as not too long from now, summer vacation was finally going to be upon him. And to be honest, for once, Naruto just wanted to have a normal vacation. No life, world-threatening shenanigans, nothing like that. A lot had changed in the last year. His girlfriend tried to kill him. Well, now they've become good friends, but still, that's not something you fully forget in one go-round. On top of that, he had also become a devil. He had also fought against gods and other powerful beings, dragons and those of the like. And he had had some close calls here and there. Also, he was dealing with the fact that he came from another world. A world he wondered if he'd ever even return to. Safe to say, Naruto had been through a lot, and well, for now, he just wanted things to be normal, or at least to have some form of normalcy in his life. The bell would ring, and the students of Kuo Academy would bid their farewells, as 3 months of nothing but fun in the sun awaited them. As Naruto prepared to leave, he would hear someone calling his name, a familiar voice, Kiryu. To many, she was nothing but an average second year, with a bit of a perverted side. But Naruto knew the truth. She was actually a servant of the Angel faction, along with his long-lost but now found brother, Issei. Of course, Naruto wondered what his brother was up to, as he hadn't reached out in a few weeks, but he figured he'd do so whenever he could. So, you got any plans, Foxy boy? Kiryu would ask. No, I don't, you pervert. I actually plan on doing nothing. I might hit up the ramen stand here and there, but this summer, I'm just looking to relax. Aw, you're so boring. You got all those hot babes around you. I'm sure you could think of a lot of fun time these next 3 months. Quit it, Kiryu. I'm not even like that. Oh yeah? And what about those poor girls? You're just gonna leave them all unsatisfied? Don't you have somewhere to be? Why did you leave with everyone else? With my brother? In fact, how is he? Oh, he's fine. Veronica still giving him blue balls, Irina still gloating over him, and well, me, I try to get in my time whenever I can. So everyone else is up in heaven. Maybe you should join them. As if. I still have my station here. I'm not leaving this academy anytime soon. Not even when you graduate? Oh yeah. Well, that's besides the point. Anyway, take care. I'm sure I'll be seeing you soon. Kiryu would give Naruto a slap on the ass before walking down the hall. Naruto had a half a mind to chase her, but he just figured it was not worth it. Well, from there, he walked to the Occult Research Club where everyone else was gathering and waiting. Akeno and Rainier had finished making the tea for everyone and was serving it respectively. That was there where Naruto would learn a little bit of what he was going to be doing for the summer. That being that they were all going to be going on a trip to the Underworld. Of course, this wasn't what Naruto first had in mind, but Rias will explain that there were a lot of things that they had to take care of, and seeing as they were a part of the House of Grimory, Rias always had to take her household with her. Well, Naruto thought at the very least he could view it as a vacation. Hopefully things wouldn't get out of hand, at least that was the hope. Naruto would turn though as someone else entered into the room, the person moving to make a motion with his lips to keep quiet, as Naruto was the only one that noticed him. Rias would continue on with her news as normal, and everything seemed just fine, until Azazel finally made his presence felt, explaining that he was going to be coming along as well. Rias was shocked by this, as she had no idea Azazel would have even managed to get past her like that. However, Azazel would remark that they were also going to be doing some training as well, because he had just gotten into the room and Naruto was the only person that noticed his presence. Everyone would then turn to look at Naruto in that moment, wondering why he didn't say anything, to which Azazel would reply, "If the boy's the only one capable of noticing whenever I enter or leave the room, then you all don't deserve to know. This training isn't going to be just for fun. We're going to work you guys to the bone. So keep that in mind." From there, everyone would have their bags packed and ready to go, as they would board the Dimensional Traveling Grimory Train. A train that travels dimensions, huh? Well, for Naruto, you learn something new every day. In that way of traveling, they were able to use the proper transports to arrive to the Grimory domain of the Underworld, to see just how much territory that Rias' family truly owned, as they could see it from above as they descended. The train would stop in the sky mid-air immediately, to which Azazel would excuse himself, and Rias would go to the front to check with the conductor. For Naruto, he wondered what they were going to be doing here besides training, to which Akeno would explain that they were going to be having a special meeting amongst the deities, from those of the Underworld, from those of the Fallen Sector, from those of the Heavenly Realm, even those from the Asgardian class. Naruto, Koneko, and Zenovia's ears would perk up at this. "Asgardian?" Naruto would say. "Does that mean?" "Odin's going to be here in attendance personally, along with Thor." Thor. Naruto would remember not too long ago his meeting with the God of Thunder. He was definitely a powerful warrior and not one to be taken lightly. Yeah, the Asgardians have been a bit on edge ever since that whole Loki incident happened, so this meeting might help to smooth things over, Kiba would say. "But it's best if we all stay on our toes, though," Rainier would chime in. "You're dealing with a lot of powerful forces and a lot of powerful egos. All it takes is one false move and war could break out right here and then." That was the last thing Naruto wanted. Truthfully, if he and Thor got into a fight again, while he was confident he could hold his own, he would by no means guarantee a victory against him. The guy was something else. All the same, everyone just tried to stay focused on what was to happen ahead, when suddenly everything around them would all change and vanish. They were forcibly teleported from the train itself down to the ground below. And they weren't alone, as a large towering dragon stood over them, and he did not look in the friendliest of moods. Akano would take control of the team immediately. With Rias gone, they had no choice but to follow her orders, in which case she would get everyone into position to prepare for battle. Naruto would lead the charge with a squad of shadow clones, Koneko backing him up, Zenovia and Kiba with their swords, while Asuya and Gasper would stay back at a distance, while Akano and Reiner would attack from long range. Akano using her Sacred Lightning, and with Reiner using her ability to use constructs of light at her disposal, as she would create a series of light Sinbon to strike at the dragon, to try to stun and keep it in place. In the meantime, Naruto would use the boosted gear, preparing himself as he transformed into his balance breaker, the armored dragon dealing with the power of the rogue dragon. Koneko would try to come in for an assist as well, but when she attempted to throw a kick, her body would twitch in that moment. She hadn't even been fighting recently, and yet she felt like she was overworked. She hadn't even attempted to use the 8 gates since the last time, Naruto expressly warning her not to do so, as what she did was reckless, while he was thankful for the assistance though. Koneko would be knocked to the side as Asuya would go to heal her wounds and try to keep her out of harm's way, while both Kiba and Zenovia would strike using their blades, the Holy Devil Sword and Durandal respectively. Naruto coordinated with everyone, getting them into position, assisting Akano in terms of battle strategy and to come up with countermeasures when necessary. Using the Flying Raijin, Naruto was capable of moving anyone and everyone where they needed to go at the proper time, resulting in the final combo strike as Naruto landed a giant Rasengan boosted with the boosted gear straight to the dragon's back. The dragon then turned as his eyes were set squarely on Naruto, as he was preparing to unleash a volley of fire towards him, and Naruto was ready to reciprocate. But before the battle could go any further, a familiar voice would ring out from the top of the cliffside. Azazel standing next to Rias, as he told his fellow friend that there was no need to go any further, and that the test was over. The dragon would now speak, telling Azazel that the young ones were pretty powerful, especially the dragon. Drake speaking to the dragon itself, the dragon's name being Tanin, the Blaze Meteor Dragon, a dragon that had joined to become in the service of the devils itself, although for what reasons no one truly knows, as it happened a long time ago. Rias would apologize for putting everyone on the spot, as she didn't want to put them in harm's way. Azazel would comment on how they all did in that moment, since in the end of the day, this could be considered a test. A test? Kiba would ask. Yeah, I wanted to gauge just how strong you guys truly were. And while I have to say some of you are impressive, and some of you need work, one thing's for certain. You're all too over-reliant on Naruto. Everyone will be shocked to hear that, including Naruto himself. Did I do something wrong, Azazel? Naruto would ask. No, Naruto, you didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I would say your performance was flawless. It's the others that I'm worried about. We're all too over-reliant on Naruto? Reiner would reiterate. I don't understand. It became pretty clear that while all of you are skilled, you're not using your power to its fullest potential. I would say out of everyone here, your best fighter, your most skilled and overall talented is Naruto. Naruto would blush a little since he never wasn't one to get praised that much, and he wasn't the type of person who wanted to let it go to his head or anything, although he did like being acknowledged a little bit. Simply put, if Naruto hadn't been here in this situation, can you guys still say you would have performed as well as you did? Everyone was silent because they knew the answer. Exactly. All of you are talented in your own rights. You're definitely skilled and strong. But if you're truly going to reach your fullest potential, then I'm going to have to bring out more of you. Also, like me and Naruto discussed beforehand, I want to see if we can apply some of that ninja training to you all. I believe that Gasper is a good example of this, as he was able to receive some training from Naruto, and his improvement with Hidden Valor View speaks for itself. But I think it could apply to you all, and you could go further. That's why this training is so important. It's time to bring you guys to your fullest potential. It also means the kid gloves have to come off. I would say to some degree, you've all been spoiled and coddled a bit too much for my liking. That's why it's time to break you guys into shape and to build you into the proper warriors who will be called upon in the future. While Azazel's words were stern, they did come from a good place. A place that everyone kind of knew. Deep down, even if they never admit it. It wasn't like everyone just depended on Naruto for everything, but still, Naruto was probably the most versatile, most skilled and useful fighter that they had in their ranks. And that's not including the power of the boosted gear itself, or the power of the Nine Tails that he had inside of him. Even without that, Naruto was more than capable of holding his own in a battle, and that's shown numerous times. To some degree, you could say they had become a little over-reliant on him, at least in the sense that they always had the comfort of knowing Naruto was there. But what if he wasn't? He couldn't be around 24/7, even though he tried his hardest to be so. The situations were going to come up where people were going to have to stand on their own. And it was going to be in those times that they would need their strength the most. But for now, that could wait. The Greenery household would be welcome to Rias and her guests, as they would all come over and stay for dinner. Naruto even getting a chance to meet with Rias' mom, Vernia, and she was very happy to meet Naruto. So much so that Rias found herself being very embarrassed by the moment. After dinner, everyone would retire to their rooms to get some rest, preparing for what was to come. As Naruto was sleeping in his bed, a knock would come to his door. Reinair, Zenobia, and even Asya had arrived. They didn't really feel comfortable sleeping alone, so they all wanted to join Naruto. Naruto knew what this meant. He offered to make them shadow clones, but they declined. They just wanted to be with the real Naruto, and they promised they wouldn't be too clingy. Although, that promise was easier said than kept, as Naruto awoke the next day to Zenobia's thighs crushing his neck. It's said that to die by thigh is the way of the warrior, and while Naruto would never shy from a challenge, this was not the way he expected his death to go, although he could think of worser ones. Honestly, that wasn't even the worst battle in this situation. Naruto was fighting for something else, fighting for his dignity. He was fighting to be pure. He would not give in to temptation. He would remember the shinobi prohibitions in this moment, although that was easier said than done. Because for some reason, whenever these girls slept, clothing had a way of being really loose. It had a way of disappearing. Now, Naruto didn't know if this was some form of magic or if these girls' clothes had learned the Flying Raijin technique and decided not to clue him in on the secret. Safe to say, that night was pretty rough. But what was to come next? Their training? That was going to be the real challenge. After breakfast that morning, everyone would arrive to the training grounds. It was a especially large forest that was off to the distance of the Grimmery domain. It had a private cabin along with a lakeside area, everything Naruto felt he needed. Azazel was going to be turning over their training to him, but he would be having some others come to assist. Before arriving though, Naruto was given a stern warning from Azazel. I know they're your friends, Naruto, and you want to look out for them and do your best to help them. But if they're going to get any training, you can't afford to hold back. You've got to be stern and you've got to teach them the right way. Otherwise, they won't take it as seriously and they won't have the gains that I feel they can need. I'm counting on you, Naruto. Naruto took a deep breath. Everyone, including Rias, were all looking to him. Honestly, he never thought he'd be a teacher in this moment. Sure, he learned from his parents, but that was only because they had their chakras sealed inside of the seal within him. And even then, they could only teach him so much within the astral plane. Naruto had to put the work in himself. He stumbled a lot of times, and he wasn't sure if he made as much progress as he should have. But in either case, Naruto was the only person they had now, so he was gonna have to do his best. Alright everyone, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably not going to be the easiest of training. If I'm being entirely honest, the training I want to give you would take years, but unfortunately we don't have that kind of time. So because of that, we're gonna have to hit the ground running with this. I'm not trying to scold or be a taskmaster. I want you all to improve, but I can't afford to take it easy on you, so I hope you understand. First and foremost, if you want to understand my power and how I do what I do, then you'll need to understand chakra. Koneko and Gasper, to a degree, you guys understand the elements. Koneko's already begun manipulating chakra. That's how she's able to use the special taijutsu I train her in. But now I need to share it with the rest of you. Naruto would call everyone forth to put their hands in the middle, with Naruto's hand on top. I want you all to stay calm, and I want you all to feel what I'm about to show you. Naruto closed his eyes. Focusing, he would begin to raise his chakra levels, allowing for his chakra to fill and to be felt by everyone that touched his hand. This sensation, this feeling, it's not something that can be described. I would have to say that for this training, learning how to use chakra is like describing chocolate before eating it. You can describe chocolate in many ways, but until someone tries it, they'll never have any idea of what it is. In this universe, to use chakra or to use a form of chakra, you have to actually feel what it is. Chakra is not the same as magic, it's not the same as ki or any other type of element. It's something unique and all of its own. It's like the other elements, but it's not at the same time. It's like an assortment of fruits. You won't know what type of fruit it is until you've tried it. What Naruto was doing was allowing everyone to feel what chakra is, so they could know that feeling. Once you know the feeling, you know what you're looking for. Everyone would be surprised by Naruto's power. He wasn't boosting it with the boosted gear. He wasn't amplifying it with power from the Nine Tails. This was chakra purely from Naruto. And to say it was overwhelming would be an understatement. Even if he didn't have the boosted gear or the Nine Tails, he would still be a force to be reckoned with. As everyone pulled away, Naruto would explain further. Chakra is the combination of physical and spiritual energies. It's only when the two of them are combined and joined together that you can create chakra. For the most part, the magic that you guys use, you could say it's a form of spiritual energy. And you've just been using your spiritual energy to increase your physical stats. However, it's because of that you neglect the physical. Some of you are more physically stronger than the others. As such, it's why some of you will get the control a lot faster than others. But I feel like this technique is going to be what works best. Everyone would sit in a circle, holding hands. Naruto would raise his chakra level, not too high, but to a certain degree. Everyone holding hands would be connected and could feel this chakra. You feel this level right now? Everyone would nod. We all need to reach this level together. Before our training can go any further, we're going to work on improving your chakra control, in learning how to manifest and how to mold your chakra. If we can all reach this level together, then and only then can we move to the next step. The next few weeks would be nothing but training and meditating. Training the physical body to increase the physical strength. Meditating to increase the mental energy or the spiritual strength. And every day they joined together in a circle, holding hands. Naruto would raise his chakra level and everyone would have to meet it. It would take some time, there were some struggles. But after about 3 weeks, everyone was able to reach at least a certain level of chakra. At least to the point where everyone knew they had it. They knew how to feel it, how to create it, and most importantly, how to use it. Alright guys, now we can move to the next step. Chakra control. The first exercise was tree climbing. Konako had already been practicing in this, so Naruto would get her assistance with helping with the others. If you use too much, you'll end up creating a dent in the tree as you're walking and you won't get so far up. If you use too little, you won't go anywhere and you slip and fall on the tree. It would take some time, but they would be able to grasp the concept, at least within a week. Now, if you're thinking that exercises like tree climbing and water walking should take a lot longer, remember, in the original timeline, Naruto's team was able to get the grasp of tree climbing in under a week, and that was with pressure. They would have a little over 2.5 months for all of this training. Enough time for them to experiment and get it just right. By the end of the first month, they would have tree climbing down. Water walking proved to be a bit difficult, but still, it was something that everyone looked forward to, the challenge to overcome. Safe to say, once it was finally over, everyone looked like they had been worn out, physically and mentally. And just when they thought that they had finally hit their limits, that's when Naruto ramped it up even further. Although this time he would have some help. Naruto brought along with him his notebooks. The books that he had been instructed by his parents to write down everything he had learned. Notebook upon notebook upon notebook of information about ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu, the 5 primary elements, chakra control, and every other technique that Minato and Kushina could pass down to him. Naruto and the clones scoured through the books until they were able to find just what they needed for everyone's training. First, there was Akeno and Reinair. Naruto had a feeling that Reinair could also use lightning in some form. Of course, Akeno could use her mystic lightning that came to her naturally from birth, but Reinair had the chakra affinity for lightning. As such, Naruto worked with the two of them, using their lightning element as their primary base, helping them to develop skills around that particular subset. Next was Gasper with his hidden Balor View, the ability to stop time. Gasper was going to stand behind a post, while the Naruto clone would fling shuriken at the post. The goal for Gasper was to stop the shuriken in mid-air, stopping them from hitting the post, since the post was going to be serving as a practice dummy for Gasper. Every shuriken that struck the post was essentially supposed to represent Gasper getting struck by the shuriken. Then next was Kiba and Zenobia. They were skilled with using a sword. Of course, Naruto could help them with their elemental training later, but for now, Kenjutsu was the primary focus. A Naruto clone would take a practice sword, while Zenobia and Kiba would use their swords as well, giving them some manuals and some subscripts on the art of using the sword. This would help them improve in that regard. After all, they were the knights of the House of Grimmery. Then next there was Asya. Asya wasn't a combatant by nature. However, there were some applications for chakra when it came to healing the body. And in combination with her sacred gear, Twilight Healing, Asya focused not on healing just the outside, but also the inside as well. She also practiced on learning how to heal things from a distance. The best training Naruto could give her was working with plants. There were 3 small trees that had been broken in half. For Asya, her training was to help mend the trees that had been broken, in a way, healing them by allowing them to be one tree once more. And she'd have to do it while staying in one place and healing them all from a distance. Then there was Rias. What was Rias to the team? The brains or the brawn? She was to be both things and yet neither. As king, she had to learn when to fight and when to leave. As such, a Naruto clone would work with Rias in adding battle strategy to her arsenal. Rias studying the shinobi tactics of the ninja would be amazed at just about all the applications that you could have for teamworks, combinations, and other skills. For Rias, she learned the art of war. But finally, there was Naruto and Koneko. Koneko had been struggling a lot, so much so she overworked herself, and Naruto knew this. One night, Naruto actually found Koneko. She wasn't sleeping like everyone else was, instead she was training to the point of exhaustion, to which point he stopped her. The two of them would have a small walk, talking for a bit until finally they sat near the lakeside. Naruto wanted to understand Koneko better, to understand why she was pushing herself to such a degree. It was here that Naruto would learn Koneko's backstory, learning that she was a part of a family once, her and her sister. They were known as the Nekoramade sisters, beings who had the ability to transform into cats. However, her sister abandoned her long ago, leaving her to fend for herself, being framed for something she didn't do and being hated by many. It was thanks to Rias and her family stepping in and protecting her that she was even able to have a home. However, she had been fighting with her own nature. The power she had been born with, it was something she kept suppressed. However, with Naruto, she felt at least a little comfortable enough to reveal itself. What appeared on top of her head were little cat ears, along with 2 cattails. Koneko felt a bit like a freak. She thought that she should try to be more normal, but Naruto didn't think it were weird at all. In fact, he started rubbing on her cat ears. They looked so soft and comforting. And for some odd reason, Koneko liked this. She wondered if he was going to reach for the tail, but Naruto wasn't that greedy or that bold. It was a part of her sage arts. Sage arts? Naruto would say. They're my sage arts. At least, it's the part of me that I try to keep suppressed. But I think sage arts are cool though. Really? Yeah. I mean, back in my world, Dad said that there was this thing called Sage Mode. Well, Toad Sage Mode among many. Unfortunately, I can't use it because, well, there are no toads here. Toads? Yeah, they were these giant creatures. They came from a place called Mount Miyabuko. It was said that that was where one could learn the power of Sage Mode. I always thought it was interesting, but I can't learn it here. But what if you tried a different Sage Mode? What do you mean? Well, you've been training us to learn how to use chakra. It's not necessarily the same chakra as the chakra you were born with, but it's still the same. So, why not learn Mystic Sage Mode? It might not be the Sage Mode you're accustomed to, but you think it could work? Definitely. At least we can give it a try. I can teach you how to use Mystic Sage Mode, if you want. Naruto would smile. I'd be honored to. From there, Naruto would increase his own training, as he learned from Koneko how to draw in sage energy. However, using it through the mystic arts and not the ninja arts. It was difficult, Naruto trying to draw sage energy into his body. Instead of it being a mixture of sage chakra, regular chakra, from the portions of physical and spiritual energies, Naruto was instead combining his physical and spiritual energies, and instead of combining sage energy, he was basically wrapping his power within sage art. It was a bit more complicated than typical Sage Mode, but still the same results could apply. After long training and deep meditation, Naruto felt he had finally achieved it. The pigment around his eyes would turn yellow. His eye color would go from its bright blue to a shimmering gold, and the pupils of his eyes would turn into that of a fox. Instead of having regular ears, in his bright yellow blonde hair, fox ears would appear, and he would grow a fox tail. This, as Koneko would dub it, was his Sage Mode. Fox Sage Mode. Or, as I will dub for this series, Yokai Sage Mode Naruto. Naruto looked into the mirror to see if it really worked, and it did. From his golden fox eyes, the golden pigment, the fox ears, and the fox tail, he looked kind of like Koneko. Oh man, I had no idea I could do this, but why a fox? It's probably because of the fox that you have living inside of you. It's probably played more of a factor into your life than you would have guessed. You think so? That much power being sealed away inside of you? At least if I had to take a guess as to what's been happening, it's probably been mixing in some of its influence into you. I mean, just think about it. You have fox whiskers on both of your cheeks. Oh yeah, you're right. I guess the fox does have more of an influence on me than I thought. But what do you think I could do with the Sage Mode? I'll show you. Koneko would move over to a large rock, lifting it with ease as she threw it at Naruto like throwing a baseball. Naruto was caught off guard by this moment and he had a half a mind to teleport away, but the rock was moving a bit too fast and Naruto just held out his hands to grab hold of it or to at least stop it, and it did. The rock felt almost as light as a feather, but it had to weigh at least a ton. Whoa. I can lift this thing with ease. Sage art is an amplification of one's own inner spirit, a harmony with nature itself. I think that this Fox Sage Mode suits you nicely. Yeah, I feel like I could do anything with it. You know what I told you about the 8 gates? Yeah, I'm not allowed to use it unless it's for a specific reason. Well, I think we can make an exception. Really? You think I'm ready? Well, we won't know unless we try, now will we? Besides, I want to give this Sage mode a workout. You're only at the second gate right now, but let's see if you can get to the third. At the end of 2.5 months, Azazel would arrive to pick up the kids and to check on their progress. When he arrived, the forest was mostly cleared. The trees were burnt, cut, slashed, ripped, torn to shreds. There were multiple craters all over the fields, burn marks, as well as water marks, lightning strikes. The earth seemed to have just been manipulated beyond any recognition. He found the kids all gathered together enjoying breakfast. They looked tired, worn, and beaten half to death, but still he could feel something within them. They managed to improve their power more than I could have predicted. Not bad, Naruto. Not bad at all. They would be brought back to the Grimmery Mansion, where they would enjoy a nice, long, hot bath, as well as a nice, well-cooked meal. From there, it was time to prepare for the banquet that was to take place. Before long, they were going to be in the presence of many powerful individuals, and they dressed for the occasion. Naruto fixing up his suit and tie, along with the others as they welcomed all of their guests that were arriving. Among them would be Rias' cousin, Syrorg of the Bale family, a very powerful individual who also competed in the raiding games. Rias would tell them to keep their eye out, since there was potential competition amongst the crowd. As they did so, Naruto would be well acquainted with a certain someone, as he was walking back and he bumped into someone by chance. The Red Dragon Emperor. Seems you dressed well. Thor. It's good to see you again, my friend. I hope that life has been treating you well. I'm doing all right. How about you? The poison of the Midgard serpent was definitely formidable, but it is not one that will keep me down so easily. And I'll have you know, brother has been taken care of well. He won't be causing any mischief anytime soon. Well, that's good to know. So, you're the Red Dragon Emperor. Naruto would turn to see an older man walking with, Rosvisa? Naruto would think. The Battle Valkyrie. I've heard a mighty thing about you. We had some interesting developments in Asgard, as I'm sure you're aware. It was said that a certain dragon made their way into my domain. You wouldn't know anything about that, now would you? Me? I'm sorry, Lord Odin, but like you said, you didn't want anyone in your business, so I can't say I've seen anything like it. Is that right? Odin would smile. Well, next time I should invite you to Asgard properly, to see our fine cities and works. And I assure you, my son Loki won't be causing you any problems ever again. Naruto would thank Odin as they continued on and made their way. Everything seemed to be going fine for the most part. As they awaited, more guests were starting to arrive, including Michael, who came with guests. Naruto meeting Issei once again. Naruto! Issei, you're here! Hey man, you know I wasn't gonna miss things for the world. Besides, we have a lot of catching up to do. Yeah, for starters, why didn't you call me when that whole Asgard thing went down? Huh? I mean, if you had called, I would have helped you out. Well, yeah, but I don't actually have your number. Wait, you don't? Oh yeah, I never gave it to you. Well, you can use the heavenly speed dial. I have great reception. I'm kind of high up, you know. So anyway, what are you guys doing here? Well, Michael needed an entourage, so I figured me and the gang would come. Hey there, Naruto, Kiryu would say, and Irina as well. And then there was Veronica. Hello, Red Dragon Emperor. Veronica, isn't it? Nice to see you too. Oh, don't worry. Veronica is often shy being in big groups. But don't worry, Veronica. Your lovely Golden Dragon Emperor will always be here for you. Always here to keep you... Ooh! Veronica would cup check Issei in that moment. She got me again. Right in the nuts. Oh, crap. While Issei was on the ground in pain, Naruto would look to join the others. They weren't just going to be attendants at the banquet, they were also going to be working as security to make sure everything went in accordance. It was in that moment, though, that Naruto would see Koneko rushing to the elevator as she left the dining hall, running into the forest out in the distance as nightfall washed over the Underworld. Where was she going in such a rush, Naruto would think. All the same, he would follow her in that instance. However, he wouldn't be alone, as Akano would join him. Akano would say that she saw Koneko running off too and wondered what the situation could be. Of course, Rias wanted to come along, but Kiba would tell her that it was best if they stayed back, allowing for Naruto and Akano to handle the situation. Rias would wish them luck, and if anything happened, she'd be by their side immediately. With that, Naruto and Akano would race into the forest, following behind Koneko. And Koneko, in the meantime, she felt that presence, a presence she hadn't felt in what felt like eternity. She stopped before a tree as she looked up to see the very person she expected. It's been a long time, Shirane. Kuroka. What it do? Oh, not much. Can't a big sister check on her precious little sister? After all, it's been ages. Just what do you want, Kuroka? I don't even want to see you right now. I came all this way to make amends. It's time for us to bury the hatchet, little sister. I've come to make things right. I've come to take you home with me. Now we can do this the easy way. Or we can do it the hard way. That is, if you think you can take me. This concludes Naruto DxD Sage Reborn. What if Naruto was in HighSchool DxD? Season 3, Part 1. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned Monday as we continue Naruto Rebirth, Cycle of Hatred. What if Sasuke got the Rinnegan earlier? Part 6. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.